Today, we welcome a woman who has touched the lives of nearly 2 million people across the globe with ancient healing wisdom. Dr. Smita Naram, co founder of Ayushakti, is an Ayurvedic physician, detox expert, and fifth generation Vaidya. Globally celebrated for her mastery in pulse reading. With over 200,000 detoxifications and more than 150 clinics worldwide, she stands as a beacon for hope for those whom modern medicine could not help. From trouble India to New York, her mission blends science, soul, and sustainability. Welcome here in the shows, Dr. Smita.
Namaskar, as we say in India. I salute the God in you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It is a pleasure to have you here. And I would like to start with the song which was selected by you. You selected Echo Project by Kautilya and Rishabh, where I looked into the song and I thought, what is the most important line for me? I've been running from the echoes of my past, but they keep catching up like shadows in the dark. Um, it is a very tough, strong song. Can you tell us a little bit why you selected this song?
Because in life, I have seen and I have experienced that you have to be always tough and soft. If you hear the song carefully, there are some tough notes and tough sounds, but then there is also this very soft, fluid, and other music behind it. So uh, it has a message that you have to be tough in life to really stand and survive in any time. But at the same time, you have to be soft because only the soft plants and the trees stand and live when there is a storm. So the softness and toughness combined together is why I chose that.
I like it very much because compared to other typical breakup anthems or motivational tracks, Echo Project doesn't offer easy answers. It acknowledges the struggle of
Yeah,
facing your own mind, right? And it's not
yeah,
about winning. It's not about losing. It's about the
yeah,
tension between running and confronting. So
yeah.
that honesty combined with its haunting beauty makes the song really unforgettable. And it was the first time I heard it, to be honest. And it was, for me, it is not just a song, it is a kind of emotional mirror.
Yeah,
The more you listen
yeah,
to this, the more you see yourself in it.
yeah, absolutely.
So thank you for sharing it with us, Dr. Smita. You have a very outstanding biography. And the things you do on your daily basis are more than just doing your daily routine. So
Yeah.
we have a lot to talk about, and I know already that the time will be too short, so maybe we need a second series.
Hmm.
Can you tell us your first earliest memory of Ayurveda in your childhood home?
So my uncle and my grandfather practiced Ayurveda. I saw them doing it, and I remember the smell of fresh herbs and being in nature and really following a lifestyle and a diet really to keep health alive and good. And I saw hundreds of people coming to our home, family home in village, and it was not just a profession for money; it was a mission to help humanity. And you could see in my uncle's eyes that kind of a satisfaction of helping people and confidence of how nature can help. And it was not about earning a lot of money, but it was more about helping. So that's what I remember. And then I remember really very vividly one memory of my childhood, which actually I still carry. And I think that's why I chose detox as my primary focus in the healing methodology. So when I was 10 years of age, I had a severe colic in my stomach, and I was rolling on the floor and screaming and excruciating pain. So my uncle and grandfather already died when I was 5 years or something, but So I don't remember much of him, but uncle always practiced in village, and we stayed in Mumbai. So my father actually, in emergency, called him to take care of me because the doctor, family doctor, said that I have a appendicitis and I'll have to be operated immediately within next 24 hours if the pain doesn't go. So my uncle came and he brought some natural things. I still remember some tablets, and he just made a decoction from kitchen formula using cumin, coriander, fennel, black pepper, and some ginger, ajwain, and those things, and added some castor oil. And he gave me an enema, and he put a pack around my navel. And I remember in like a magic, in 5 minutes, my pain was gone. It never came back. And otherwise, I think I was suffering for 4 or 5 hours from that pain. And even the painkiller injection didn't work. I still remember because it was so terrible, so terrible. And that's how I got so inspired to use Ayurveda, because even in our life, when there was fever, my father gave some natural Ayurvedic remedy from my uncle. So we took every day, every Sunday was a castor oil day to clean the stomach.
What does it mean? What did you do?
So as a child, every Sunday, my uncle gave a program to my father that when there is a change of season, this is what you have to do, this kind of cleansing. So I still remember that, especially in monsoon, he said the gas vata increases, bloated increases. So you take once a week castor oil in the morning. So I still remember every Sunday in the morning, with the ginger tea, we added castor oil and we drank it. It was horrible, but I still did it. And we were not falling sick so much because we were all having this very natural preventive things going on all the time.
And was this a kind of, I mean, you described a very intense situation when you felt so terrible. Was this a kind of calling for you in this moment that you realized, yes, this is something which I would love to do because he's so full of good feeling?
It was very inspiring. And I thought, if I can give this kind of a aha relief in people's life, I would be so happy. My life would be worth living on this planet. And then luckily I met Dr. Pankaj Naram, who also had the same inclination. So we both actually studied Ayurveda, and then we met our guru who lived up to 124 years.
Oh.
He was a pulse reading master, and he was heading the lineage of Siddha Veda, which, was coming from 2,500 years old tradition. The tradition was headed by Vaidya, who was the physician to Lord Buddha. So he treated Lord Buddha, and he was the pulse reading master. He traveled across the world. Even in Greece, there is a mention of Vaidya Jivaka. In Thailand, there is mention of Vaidya Jivaka. And his scriptures and his knowledge is what we are practicing. I have the scriptures from him.
Oh, this
almost
is nice.
In thousands, handwritten scriptures by all the lineage Vaidyas about their experience, that which is what I inherited as a head of the lineage now.
And how long could you practice together with him, or how long could you have him at your side?
So my guru was, when we met him, he was already 112, and he was still seeing 100 plus clients every day, but then he became Buddhist monk. Very, very alert, very strong man. He followed a principle of 3R formula, which I tell everybody to follow in a daily life.
What are these?
So this 3R formula is, he said that, your body, human body, is a house of soul. And the soul lives there. So like we live in our house, we keep our house clean and we keep it strong. In the same way, periodically you have to keep your house clean. So first R is remove toxins periodically. Second R is restore your system on a daily basis. And third R is renew your system using some smoothie, which I'm going to share with you soon, because I follow that on a daily basis,
Oh, that would be
which
great.
will nourish all your system on a daily basis. So it's important that you keep your house of the soul clean and strong. And that's what we practice. Keep it clean and strong.
That sounds really perfect. And I'm very happy to knowing more about this. And having, of course, a guru like this, it's great because he shows by life what is possible, right?
So I think he guided us almost for 8 to 10 years, I think. Then he left the body. He left this planet, really. So yeah, that's how it was. And my husband actually learned from him. I learned from this guru and also from my husband as a teacher, pulse reading and a lot of other things, really.
I mean, is it just a luck that you met your husband, and you said you met him by studying?
Yeah, actually, I met him when I was 15 years of age. I started going to a spiritual discourse by a very good master who was teaching Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita is written by Lord Krishna originally, but it talks about how to live your life using very, very simple spiritual principles to live in a practical day-to-day life. And so we used to go there, and that's where I met him. And we found each other very like-minded. He inspired me. He took me to Ayurvedic guru and some of the Vaidyas. And he inspired me actually also to formally study then. Besides, of course, my father always was motivating me to do that.
That's great. And can you describe or share with us one of the moments of the healing procedure or the first treatment you delivered to somebody which touched you very much?
Well, I would say many have touched me, but one incident 7 years ago, I remember, and that has left a mark in my heart. And that was, I was sitting in our clinic, Ayushakti clinic in Malad, and seeing clients. Hundreds of people come when I'm working there. And then suddenly when the door opened, a man entered who looked as if a skeleton just stood up from a graveyard. He literally looked only bone and skin. That's it. He looked, and I was like, my hair literally like stood up. I was like really terrified looking at him because I thought a dead man is coming. And then I checked his pulse, and his liver was completely damaged. He had a cirrhosis of liver, and it was because of some strong medication he had to take, which had a side effect and then damaged the whole liver completely. So it was drug-induced liver damage. And the doctor said that you may have to go to liver transplant in 3 to 6 months. So he said that I have only, his tummy was like a huge apple, looking like a huge ball, tennis, I don't know, football, and the hands and legs very thin, the bone and skin together. So my teacher said always that first thing, remove toxins. So I'll be talking all those principles so people can use those things in their life. So I kept him on mung and vegetable soup fasting, because when you remove toxins, your body is clean, it goes in a self-healing mode. And the liver is something that can regenerate very quickly. So 7 days of mung and vegetable fasting. Then I started giving liver rejuvenating, restoring formula, high dose, natural ones. And he just improved. Like, he had to remove the water in cirrhosis. You get water accumulated in the tummy. He had to tap it out around 5 liters every week.
Oh my God.
Stopped already after the detox. He didn't have to do it until 1 month. Then slowly and steadily, I told him that you come at the last moment, and then, but he just surrendered. So with the diet, which is completely toxin removing, in 3 months time, His liver was completely new, according to sonographic test. His own body healed it.
That's an
So
unbelievable great story, Dr. Smita.
he's
And
still living 8 years now. So for me, that like I personally was completely in doubt, and God just supported. I mean, He supported by doing the cleansing that I gave him and the nourishing program I gave him. So his body healed it, you know.
I'm really impressed how you put together your belief, the religion, the healing of the nature, and the healing of the people inside himself, whatever he or she looks like. So, we continue with a talk with Dr. Smita Naram, one of the voices of Ayushakti, one of the voices of Ayurveda, which healed many thousand people around the world and is active with many hospitals also around the world. Dr. Smita, we just talked about one of the most touching experiences in your medical time. You talked about a guy who looked like a skeleton and had a belly like a big ball. And you said the each of us has self-healing power, and there's also God which is with us. And I think this is really a big hope, or could be a big hope for many people suffering with stuff where nobody can help them. And I mean, we haven't discussed that yet, but there's a question which comes just to me. Um, I mean, we are living in a very digital world. We still want to do or want to follow the industrial ideas of always quicker, of fairer, higher. We haven't managed to feel or get back to the secrets of life, which is our intuition and our potential skills which are inside us, and we often forget about them. Furthermore, we often take us things like a computer or a smartphone for being a kind of substantial, taking over things from us, guiding us or telling us when we should drink, what we should eat. Why is that? Why, I mean, Ayushakti teaches completely different, that we go back to our roots, that we hear and listen to our intuition, that we understand that the self-healing power is in ourselves. Why do the people forget about these great secrets which were guiding them over thousands of years?
That's very interesting. I think, you know what? We have just forgotten one thing. We always, when something is not working, we restart them, right?
Mhm.
We close the phone and restart, and we say, okay, it may work. If something, your iPad is not working, you restart them. But we have forgotten to restart ourselves. So we are just, sometimes it's important to switch off us and then
Mhm.
switch on after some times, and that will be the new you. You will restart, and in that switch off and switch on, you will remember the noise inside of you, the little sound of your nature, your soul, and nature outside
Mhm.
of you. And I think that's what we need to do. And once we do it, we need these digital things, we need all of those technologies. And without that, I think we could not be doing this radio show or so many things in the world. But it's important to be mindful that, like we reset and restart our phones and everything, we have to switch off and switch on ourselves
Mhm.
periodically, consciously.
That's a good point. Switch on and switch off, because I think we learned that we always have to be on. Don't switching off our phone during night. Don't switching off our phone and one day a week. Where in the
I'm
past,
not just talking about phone. I'm saying
yeah.
switching off ourselves.
Ah, okay, so even more.
Yeah, just
That's
go in silent, switch off yourself completely. Few minutes a day. I do it
what would
every
you
day.
what would you recommend? I know that a lot of people would like to follow that, but I know that a lot of people have no idea. They would ask me, should I sit somewhere in an empty room? Should I have a dark room around me? Can you give some tips for the switching off?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people cannot switch off their inner mind, even if they switch
Mm-hmm.
off everything else. So a good beginning could be just doing a breathing exercise. So just stand quietly on a chair with your feet on the ground, so you feel really grounded. Um, of course, maybe sit on the floor with the cross leg, but if you can't do that, you can always sit on the chair and just observe your breath. Just follow the breath. That itself will help you to switch off your mind and everything else for a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes every day, 10 minutes every day. And then from inside, some noise will come. Okay, this has to be sorted. This I have to complete in life. Or I was feeling yesterday very heavy. I think I need to do fasting today. Those voices, hear them and write it down on the piece of paper on the corner. And when you're out of the silence, just look at them, and then you will know, okay, yourself had to say something while you were switched off,
You
and
are
follow that.
you're telling us that we are wise, that our body is wise by itself, right? That we have an inner wisdom. What do you think? Why aren't so many people
But
trusting their inner voice?
yeah, but sometimes, if you are in a real health situation, you need a guide, okay? Because because uh, sometimes we understand us, but sometimes it's not necessary that we are really listening to us. So when there is a problem like chronic fatigue, allergies, respiratory
Mm.
situations, or joints are making noise, they are telling you, I'm there, listen to me, I can't walk anymore, I'm stiff now, the mind is not calming, it's just running and running and running, and at night, um, just worrying about things instead of surrendering to the darkness of night,
Mhm.
quietness of the night. So those things, those conditions, you probably might need a guide, because that has connection with some inner imbalances coming from a wrong diet, lifestyle, traumatic situations in life, and that has connection with imbalance of dosha or agni and ama toxins in the body. Those things, have to be known, and you need a guide who can guide you. Okay, find out what's imbalance and how you can fix it using a very powerful 6 tools of diet, lifestyle, murmur pressure points,
Mhm.
or home remedies, kitchen remedies, or some herbal formulas and some detox program. Either you
Mhm.
can do it by yourself at home, like a simple, I do it once in every 3 months, 5 to 7 days of green mung bean and vegetable soup fasting.
Mhm.
Just stay on that very
Mhm.
thin fasting, and that will help you completely burn the toxins in the body, and you will be again, refreshed. You will get back. That's also kind of switch off for yourself. A physical fasting could be mental switch off, physical switch off. So any switch off can be very good, but we have to periodically do both the switch off. And
Mhm.
yeah, that's why I think uh, mm, uh, we probably need to go to the expert sometimes.
Mhm. I
Yeah,
think so too, and therefore you're offering, of course, also something which comes out of your own experience, out of your own studies, and
yeah,
also the studies with the guru.
yeah.
Um, if we go once back and you told us about this switching off and your routine, what is the first thing you do each morning to ground yourself?
So when I wake up, first thing I do is I look at my hands, in which
Mhm.
I imagine all the people, the lives, good situations. I imagine, I see that in my hand, and I say, thank you. This is a very typical Indian ritual where when you wake up, you look at your hand because hand is like having your fortune there. So we look at them and like a mirror, and I just watch good things and I say, thank you, God, for getting this in my life. That's the first thing. Before even I step out of the bed on the floor, as soon as I just get out of the, not like just sit back on the bed, I will do that. And then I will just go and swoosh my mouth with the oil, because that's very good for removing toxins. And then I do the tongue cleaning, very important. Scrapping is very important. That removes all the toxins accumulated throughout the night from your gut. And if your tongue is coated very thick, it's a sign that there are a lot of toxins. You have to do the mung and vegetable fasting. Time has come that you need to do the fasting. It's an indicator of your physical uh, state, toxicity state in your body. And after that, I do a small meditation. I do this, go in silent. First 10 minutes, I just follow the breath. And sometimes I just stay still and just observe what's happening in my body, what's coming up. Those are the things that probably are not complete, and I have to complete them. If something is hanging in the relationship, something in the work, everything, that I write it down, and I just, in 10 minutes. And then I, of course, get into my exercise routine, which I do it at least 5 to 6 times a week. It's a good mixture. I believe always that just yoga is not enough. You have to have a good mixture of weight training, aerobic. So I've chosen dance as my form of exercise. I'm already mid 60, and it is important that my bones and muscles are stronger. So I also do weight training 3 times a week, almost for 30 minutes. Then I do stretching and yoga 3 times a week for 30 minutes. And then almost 2 or 3 hours of dance practice, which is my exercise routine, besides, of course, just a general walk that I do throughout the day. Normal walk, so 8,000 steps a day. So that's what, very important. Once that is done, then I immediately take a smoothie, which I want everybody to do it. So as I was telling you, general, if you are not having any trouble, just a general weakness feeling, you're feeling not fresh, not concentrated, then it's important that you remove toxins. If there are signs of toxins like tongue coated, heaviness immediately after the food, weight is either increasing or decreasing without any reason, those are the signs of toxins. Or you have a chronic health problem and you are completely dependent on prescriptions. So those are signs of toxins, really. And you can take prescriptions if you are taking, you don't have to stop, but you can do a detox mung and vegetable soup fasting. It's on the Ayushakti.com website. There is a mung soup recipe people can follow. And this fasting is alkaline type of fasting, because mung is alkaline. So it removes acidity, it removes all the mucousy toxins blocking the channels, and you feel light and fresh, and brain fog is removed, concentration increased. And then every day nourishing, like when there is Christmas, you always clean it. In Diwali, we clean our house, we repair it, we paint it, we make it new. So like that, periodically, this house of soul needs to be cleaned, and every day you have to make it new by taking this smoothie, which I'm going to give you the recipe right now. So you can take 4 to 10 almonds, 5 walnuts, 1/4 of avocado. You can add, if you don't have diabetes and you are not obese, you can use soaked dates. I would like to always use natural sweeteners than the chemical things. So 3 to 4 dates. It also gives a lot of energy during the day. And then you can add 1 or 2 cardamom, a teaspoonful of fennel, and half teaspoon of cumin. Is helping to calm down excess acidity and improves the digestive fire, which is very important for health. And then you can add some mixed greens, 1/4 cup, And if you can find, there is this fruit amlaki. Amlaki is an Indian gooseberry. You can find a powder. Just put 1 teaspoon because it is an antioxidant, natural rejuvenant.
What name?
And
What? How does it called? What is the name for it?
amlaki or
Amlati.
Indian amlaki.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Sanskrit name, and English name is Indian gooseberry. So
Mm-hmm.
in London you can find fresh in some Indian stores, but you can also use powder. And
Mm-hmm.
just a little turmeric for the immune system, and a tablespoon of sesame for bones.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have given now everything which is helping immune, bones, muscles, brain, and metabolic and digestive system. And add some almond milk and just make a smoothie. And this you drink it in the morning. If you are like, I am exercising a lot, so I need, and I'm vegetarian, so I need protein. I use raw vegan protein powder, specifically rice protein because it doesn't bloat you, and sometimes pea protein.
That's great. Dr. Smita, maybe you can give me the recipe later on that
I
we
will do
can,
that.
and also some good links to the website that I
Yeah.
can share this with our listeners, because I'm sure that some of them have the idea that they want to follow. And
Yeah.
I was lucky also to spend some days in Goya in one of your retreat centers, and I hope that we meet in person very, very soon, Dr. Smita. We have now just one question left. Time for one question left, unfortunately. If you want to give to our listeners maybe 3 tips what they should do, 3 short tips, what would it be?
3 short tip will be this: that keep your body clean. So if there are signs of heaviness, chronic fatigue, chronic illness, bloated, inflammation, tongue coated, heaviness after meal, these are the signs of toxicity. Immediately do a detox. A simple detox which I described was mung and vegetable soup fasting. We do have a 28 days detox program which we offer, but that has to be done under the guidance of a doctor. It can be done at home, but people do come to India in our clinic, but we have practitioners across the world in different cities. So one is keep yourself clean, number one. The second thing is always and always take care of your Agni and eat everything which is restoring your each and every system on a daily basis. So if you can't digest something like red meat, deep fried food, wheat, gluten, and dairy, nowadays people can't digest, can't process. 70% people are intolerant. I wouldn't say allergic, but intolerant. So they have some kind of bloated and it blocks the digestive system. So stay away from them as much as possible so that you can keep your Agni, your digestive fire, active all the time. And daily basis eat everything that nourishes your each and every system, in a good mixture of cooked vegetables and protein and uh, complex carbs, but eat according to your constitution. If you are Vata, Pitta, Kapha, we didn't talk about this, I think, but
Yes,
we can do it in the next time. And
exactly.
the
Next
last,
series.
yeah, and the last thing is that, like a smoothie, for example, is nourishing. But the last thing that one should remember is the mind and emotions and the trauma. So I have seen.
Yeah. Yeah, it is really that we see some big proceedings in this. And I'm very happy that we could have this very
The
engaging.
thing.
Yeah. Um, Dr. Smita, I thank you very, very much for this engaging discussion. Unfortunately, the quality is now breaking a bit, but we made it. So thank you very
Yeah,
much
yeah,
for this great time, for this great tips you shared with us. I feel very honored to have you in my show, and I'll look forward to seeing you very soon together, and look forward to our ongoing exchange and the impact we will continue to make together the world a better place. So thank
yeah.
you very much for being with us.
Thanks for inviting me. It was such a pleasure to be with you. And
Thank you.
lots of love. Stay healthy and stay happy. That's my message to all.
Thank you so much.